Next, accused of murder and robbery, hear the crimes an armored truck guard allegedly confessed to. Who's to blame for this massive pileup? Police need your help finding the person who snarled this pre-holiday commute. It's time to shop till you drop, but are people saving their cash for last-minute sales? And the holiday season gets off to a spectacular start around the Bay. The news is next.
You like the way you feel when you get what you need to do what you do well.
To keep its value, your Ford, Mercury, or Lincoln just needs a little attention now and then. An oil change, brake job, a system check. Quality care from the people who know it best. And they're waiting for you at the place it all started.
At your service, quality care.
Quality care service from Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers.
Now, on Eyewitness News at 10.
An alleged confession leads to a court appearance for an East Bay armored car guard accused of murdering his partner and stealing $300,000. Good evening, I'm Dana King. Mac has the night off. A Utah judge denied bail for Thomas Wheelock today, forcing him to spend the weekend behind bars before returning to court on Monday. Tony Rusomano brings you up to date now on the manhunt that spanned 3 states.
Thomas Wheelock was in a Farmington, Utah courtroom today, just long enough for a judge to order him held without bail. The hearing will continue Monday. Wheelock was driving a newly purchased Bronco when he was pulled over by a Utah Highway Patrol trooper yesterday. It was a routine stop. The Bronco's temporary cardboard license plate had blown off, and an equally routine computer check turned up the Oakland arrest warrant for murder and robbery.
Yesterday marked the end of our search for the suspect, and today marks the beginning of our search for justice.
Wheelock was described as docile when he was arrested. Police say he confessed to everything.
The trooper stated that it was almost like he wanted to be caught.
Police say the Oakland armored car guard made off with the car's $300,000 in cash late Monday night after shooting and killing his partner, Rodrigo Cortez. Most of the money turned up under the mattress of a Sacramento motel room. Police say Wheelock ran away without it when he saw a patrol car filling up with gas and mistakenly thought the police were closing in. Some of the money was found in the Danville home of Peter York, Wheelock's alleged accomplice, who has also been arrested and charged with murder and robbery. But police say Wheelock confessed to killing Cortez himself.
We believe he was the only person that was involved in the shooting.
The victim's widow, however, has other, more difficult questions for Wheelock to answer.
Why? Why did he ruin their life? Why? Why did he take my husband? Why did he take my best friend?
And Wheelock's parents say they have something to say to him, too.
I think I would say that I loved him. And why? Just why and what happened.
Alameda County authorities will begin the extradition paperwork on Monday. The process could take a week or more to get Wheelock back to Oakland. He would be eligible for the death penalty, but a decision on that is up to the district attorney. In San Francisco, Tony Rusomano, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
There are also reports tonight that both video and audio tape was rolling in the car of the Utah police officer who picked up the fugitive, which would mean Wheelock's original confession is on tape. Tonight, the Highway Patrol is trying to find the driver that caused that huge chain reaction accident in San Jose. In all, 54 vehicles ended up damaged, including a stolen car that was left at the scene. Robert Honda joins us now live from San Jose to give us the latest on the CHP investigation. Robert?
Well, Dana, the driver of that stolen car is just one of many mysteries here. As you can imagine, CHP investigators have a lot of questions they'd like answered since, as you heard, the accident did involve 54 cars in a chain reaction. And the most important person they'd like to talk to is the driver at the very front. Sometimes you need to take a closer look at some of the damaged cars to really appreciate how bad the pileup on Highway 280 really was. And as you can see from the mangled, twisted metal, there were some pretty serious collisions. The Highway Patrol says it was one of the worst traffic accidents in San Jose history. In all, 54 cars were hit in the chain reaction that shut down Highway 280 at the peak of the pre-Thanksgiving rush. 11 people were injured and taken to local hospitals. None were considered serious or life-threatening. Tonight, investigators say they need the public's help to try to find the driver of a white sports utility vehicle that witnesses say may have started the whole thing. At this point, investigators say it appears to have been a man driving.
Well, we'd like to have them give us a call over here at the San Jose CHP office and talk to us about the accident, what happened, if someone hit him and caused the accident, or he just spun out. Those people that weren't contacted by a CHP officer at the scene, if they've been injured or if they need a report, if they could contact us, or those people that may have been a witness to the accident and were afraid to stop, we'd like to hear from them.
That could turn out to be quite a few people, because a lot of the drivers simply exchanged numbers and insurance company information and left before officers could get to them. Others, like the occupants of this car, may have been dealing with injuries.
I feel that the person is fortunate that they were in an older vehicle, you know. The newer ones just aren't as sturdy.
You think that it was something avoidable, or do you think just given the circumstances it was just going to happen inevitably?
Most accidents are avoidable. In this case, again, poor visibility, too much speed, following too close, and probably a lot of minds on Thanksgiving.
Now, if you do need more information, or if you think you do have some information regarding how that accident started, you can call the CHP at the number on your screen. You can call investigators and talk to them Monday through Friday between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. And for the most part, interviews will be kept confidential. And that's the latest from here. Dana?
All right, we'll see how that works. Robert, thank you. Okay. New York's mayor has appointed a special panel to look into yesterday's wild balloons at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour created havoc with those giant balloons. The Cat in the Hat swiped the lamppost, knocking it down, injuring 4 people. One remains hospitalized in critical condition tonight. Mayor Giuliani's task force will study the dangers posed by the balloons to determine whether regulations should be tightened for next year's parade. Another holiday tradition shows no signs of stopping tonight. Anti-fur protesters are spending the night on a 175-foot crane over San Francisco's Union Square. A group of demonstrators scaled the crane this morning and unfurled a banner reading, "Fur is murder." 2 people are still on the crane tonight. They say they'll stay there until the city outlaws fur sales or Macy's stops selling fur on its own.
Buy fur! Boycott Neiman Marcus! Don't buy fur! Boycott Neiman Marcus! Don't buy fur!
Other protesters were arrested outside of Neiman Marcus. 3 people locked themselves into metal sleeves, blocking an entrance. Police removed the cuffs with a blowtorch normally used to rescue injured people. Well, the fur protesters were high profile, but they were easily outnumbered today by shoppers.
Do you like another shopping bag, or do you like to also stay?
Starting at dawn, the stores were packed with day after Thanksgiving crowds. But were they buying or just looking? Sharon Chin braved them all to find out. Sharon?
A little bit of both. We are here at Union Square, and since some of the stores open late tonight, there are still plenty of shoppers around. Earlier, we talked to some of the shoppers at Stonestown. Many say they weren't just out to browse, they were there to buy. This is one tired shopper. She bought all her Christmas gifts today.
Today, I finished.
Retailers nationwide expected many shoppers to walk out empty-handed. After all, the trend in the last few years was look now, buy later, just before Christmas Day when the big sales come. But some retailers received a pleasant surprise. Although sales appeared slower than this day last year, many customers we talked to say they're spending early and spending more than last Christmas.
We're doing exceptionally well in the store today. It's been nonstop.
Part of the reason? Big markdowns early in the season and special promotions to encourage shoppers not to play procrastinator.
We had 20% off everything in the store from 8 a.m. until 11, and that went just incredibly well.
Some shoppers started early on their own, even before Thanksgiving.
I did most of my shopping about 2 weeks ago.
I think waiting for the last minute more expensive. You don't get that much.
But some don't mind.
I'll wait to the end.
Why?
Why? I don't know. That's the way it is.
You expecting better deals, better sales?
Nah, I'm just a lazy guy.
Lazy or not, the crowds are filing in and filling shopping bags, and retailers are smiling. Holiday receipts can make up a third to half of a store's annual sales. Think it could be better than last year for you guys?
Definitely, definitely.
How much?
What a great question. We're predicting a 20% increase.
Now, nationwide, American retailers are expecting to bring in between $160 and $200 billion in sales between now and Christmas. There's a lot of sales, Dana.
Certainly is. Well, what was the attitude out there today? Were people pretty cool about shopping, or was it tense?
They were pretty cool. I mean, there were a lot of people walking in the malls. The malls were filled even out here. There are a lot of people out here, a lot of people just window shopping, and you see a lot of people with bags as well. So they're pretty excited about shopping, it seems.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sharon. Of course, retailers know that bright lights always attract holiday shoppers. So at Jack London Square in Oakland tonight, the traditional lighting of the Christmas tree was greeted with loud cheers. The tree is a bright beacon for anyone walking the Oakland waterfront, and San Francisco's Ghirardelli Square was bathed in the glow of another Christmas tree. This is the 33rd year the square has been lighting trees to help those shoppers find their way. Well, shoppers are lining up for miles in Chicago, but they're not buying gifts. Coming up at 10:15, we're going to tell you why the wait is so long just to get gasoline. And at 10:45, toys your children can only dream about, but scientists can create. And coming up next, why retailers are looking for more than your money this holiday shopping season.
Real-time closed captioning sponsored by the Sony 41-inch Videoscope television. The big screen for small rooms.
For 4 days only, your Dodge dealers are having an utterly unbelievable, absolutely amazing Thanksgiving sales event.
Actually, you can buy any new Dodge car or truck in stock with no money down and no payments for 6 months. Or you can choose low 1.9 financing.
Wow, that's too phenomenally fantastic to be true.
Well, it is true. You can also get up to $1,500 cash back on select cars.
But you'd better hurry. Time is precious. Don't waste a second.
Just see your participating Dodge dealer.
Be there!
Financing offers end this Sunday.
I put a lot of thought into the gifts I buy. The perfect gift for everyone in your family is at Marshall's right now for much less. Remember, it's not just the thought that counts. Better get to Marshall's. 'Tis the season to save at Marshall's. Every day.
This 900 megahertz cordless phone is only $59.99. And that's just the beginning of the savings at Circuit City's holiday sale. We have the season's best gifts at guaranteed low prices, and we can answer all your questions. If a new computer is at the top of your list, our holiday sale is the place to get a $400 price break on this Toshiba multimedia notebook computer. Just $1599.99. You don't have to look all over the city for low prices. Just come to Circuit City's holiday sale, going on now.
Data, statistics, the stuff of instruments, gauges, and stopwatches. What if you were to buy a car strictly with your left brain? If that car was the new Mazda 626, your right brain would be handsomely rewarded. The all-new Mazda 626. Retooled, refined, reborn. Lease a 626LX, $239 a month.
If you were like millions of people across the country today, you went shopping. But a lot of people noticed that there weren't enough clerks to help them at their favorite store. Len Ramirez explains the help wanted crunch.
As the holiday shopping season rolls into high gear, you expect to see the stores advertising their sales, not hanging out the help wanted sign. But the Bay Area's booming economy has led to such low unemployment, retailers are finding it tough just to find enough people to staff the stores.
For the holidays, I pretty much double my staff size, go from about 60 to having about 120, and I've got about 50, so just a little more hiring.
Several of the stores at San Jose's Valley Fair Mall are still hiring for the holidays, but they're competing against Silicon Valley's high-tech companies, which are also searching for workers. Kyle Miller knows that all too well. He's a technical writer for a local startup company, but today he agreed to help a store manager friend in need of clerks at Brookstone.
She was somewhat frightened this time of the year that they wouldn't have enough people really to man the store properly.
Do you find that in your other life as a technical writer, that your company is hiring people as well?
Everybody in the valley is hiring.
That means all those workers earning all those paychecks should have more to spend this year. In San Jose, Len Ramirez, Channel 5, Eyewitness News.
When you're shopping, you certainly know your budget is in danger, but do you ever worry about your personal safety? In Oakland, police have launched an undercover operation in city shopping areas. Plainclothes officers, like this woman pushing the stroller and the man walking with her, are on the lookout for anyone breaking the law. criminals will likely have trouble telling the shoppers apart from the police, and nearby business owners say that makes them and their customers feel safer.
That little element of surprise kind of serves notice that we're protected 24 hours a day.
A telephone company has donated cell phones to the undercover agents to streamline the operation. Businesses who need the police can call the officers directly without going through the dispatch system. Well, the police were right out in the open tonight in Livermore. 10 officers from the Livermore Police Department and Highway Patrol set up the sobriety checkpoint. It was on 1st Street south of Portola Avenue. Officers arrested 2 people for driving under the influence, and they'll be spending the night at Santa Rita Jail. The next checkpoint will be at a different spot. Drivers in a suburb of Chicago are getting intoxicated on the low price of gasoline tonight. Prices in Crystal Lake have dropped to below $1 a gallon thanks to a price war started by an independent gas station. Some stations in the area are reporting lines as long as 35 minutes. The station owner who started the war says he'll keep it up until either his checkbook runs dry or his competitors are driven out of business. And there's a different kind of sale underway going on in London right now. It's involving the clothing of a famous singer. 10,000 pieces from Elton John's wardrobe went on sale to the public today. The high-priced designer items are being offered for just a fraction of their cost, but not everyone was there to shop.
Well, he's one of the great British eccentrics. He's a wonderful musician. I'm just coming to have a look, really.
John says he spent about $4 million to buy the clothing, and he hopes the sale will raise about 1/10 of that. Proceeds will go to the Elton John AIDS Foundation. The family of Princess Diana has applied for permission to build a 6-foot-high fence around her gravesite. Diana is buried on an island in a lake on the property of the Spencer family in Northampton, England. Planning officials hope the fence will protect the site when the Spencer estate is open to the public next July. Iraq says it's pulling the plug on an oil for food program in an effort to get the UN to lift economic sanctions. In the meantime, UN weapons inspectors say they haven't found anything illegal since they resumed their work this week. But the Iraqis are still refusing to let them inspect palaces owned by Saddam Hussein that might hold illegal weapons. Today, the Iraqi press criticized inspectors for working on the Muslim Sabbath, and at least one cleric was calling for an armed struggle against the United States. In South Africa, the former wife of President Nelson Mandela may be implicated in a 1987 murder plot blamed on police. Reports have begun to surface that former associates of Winnie Mandela will finger her for ordering the murder of a black activist. 18-year-old Cicelo Dlomo was shot in the head 10 years ago. His mother still thinks the police murdered her son, and she praises Winnie Mandela.
Of his brother, the only people I'm suspecting are police, because they've been saying that they are going to kill him. She was acting like a mother to me, you know, like a mother to my son, and she was really protective.
At hearings today, Winnie Mandela was overcome by testimony against her. She will tell her side of the story in front of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission next week. If you think your electricity bills are too high, stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to explain why deregulation will help cut costs for your family.
Hi, I'm Lawrence Carnell filling in for Brian Sussman in the Channel 5 Weather Office. Yes, is Santa Claus coming to town? And when he gets here, will there be any rain? We'll talk about in the forecast coming up in about 15 minutes.
Where were you in 1979? I know where I was, same as now, inside your TV set. Later on, Bill, we'll time travel together.
You're watching this man make a fatal mistake. I'm Dana King. What you just saw would have cost him his life if he were a real cop. The Bay Area program that puts you behind the badge. Monday at 10 on Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
Want the latest weather and traffic?
Get it first on Channel 5 this morning.
Continuous weather and traffic updates from everywhere in the Bay Area.
All morning long at the bottom of your screen.
Don't wait for the news you need.
Get it first on Channel 5 this morning.
Both the Infiniti QX4 and the Mercedes ML320 offer luxury, styling, and power. But only one has the world's most advanced automatic four-wheel drive. Take a wild guess. The QX4, priced $4,000 less than the Mercedes ML320. The 98 QX4, now available with special ski offer. Own one and you'll understand.
This holiday weekend, feast your eyes on the biggest sale in the Northwest. It's the Thomasville Stores by Bruner's Thanksgiving Sale. Enjoy savings on everything in every one of our Thomasville stores. Plus no down payment, no monthly payments, and no interest till $19.99. Plus save an additional 10% for cash or 8% when you use any one of these credit cards. But hurry, just as all good things must end, this amazing Thanksgiving sale ends Monday. Only at Thomasville Stores by Bruner's. Comfort and style for a lifetime.
I hate dings in the door. I have this one terrible one. Some fool comes along out of the grocery store and just bangs right in the side. And then, of course, he's looking around. Nobody else can see him but me. He's banged, and I have this huge dent. But my owner can't always get to him, you know, right away to get him fixed. But I think she tries to make up for it. She gives me Chevron Supreme with Techron because I'm a car designed for high-octane gas.
No premium outperforms Chevron Supreme with Techron. Chevron, simply smarter.
The effects of El Nino are flooding a country that has already had its share of disasters, Somalia. So far, 2,000 people have died in floods there. Thousands more are homeless. Even though most of the El Nino-related disasters have been on the other side of the world so far, most people in the United States don't think that El Nino will leave them alone. 81% of Americans surveyed in a CBS poll say they've heard of El Nino, and 63% believe that El Nino will affect their hometown weather. Something other than El Nino will also affect our lives come January, deregulation. California will become the only state in the nation to allow open competition among electricity suppliers. Thuy Vu explains how it will affect you and your wallet in part 2 of her series.
The power play is on. Companies hawking electricity through bold headlines and bold claims on TV.
Start with electricity for 10% less than 1997 rates.
But wait, this company, Texas-based Enron, sounds like it's offering better rates than PG&E. The truth is, it's not. By law, PG&E has to lower its rates by 10% for the next 4 years. Here's how 3 companies stack up. With PG&E, the 10% discount means if your average bill is $61, it will drop to $55 next year. Enron is promising the same rates as PG&E, but you get 2 weeks free electricity if you stay with them for 1 year. Vermont-based Green Mountain is another company in the mix. Its rates are slightly higher for hydropower and wind power, but they're offering a $25 rebate and beeswax candles if you sign up. Maybe they think you'll need those candles in a blackout. One of the best deals around, though, is for residents and businesses in South San Francisco. South City is pairing up with Enron to offer rates 5% lower than PG&E for 5 years.
We wanted it to be considered an economic incentive tool. Why would you want to stay in South San Francisco as a business or an industry, or why would you want to move into town?
But experts warn the new competitive market is also a rich market for scams.
When you have somebody with a financial interest out there trying to get you to buy something, I mean, you really have to see the fine print and understand what you're getting.
In other words, buyer beware. In San Francisco, Thuy Vu, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
Of course, the big question in all of this is, who do you call when there's a blackout? Well, you will still contact PG&E because the electricity will still travel over PG&E power lines. Now, for more information on deregulation and how it impacts you, you can call the State Public Utility Commission. It's a free number, 1-800-253-0500. Scientists in London are testing a new experimental AIDS vaccine that is 10 times more potent than previous formulas. The vaccine stimulates the body's own defense mechanisms against the virus. It's been tested on 30 healthy humans where it proved its potency. The vaccine also prevented research animals from contracting an AIDS-type virus. Now, scientists hope to try a large-scale testing on humans next. All 7 McCoy septuplets are breathing on their own tonight. The smallest boy, Nathan, was taken off an artificial respirator and upgraded to fair condition today. But the babies are still being fed through tubes because their digestive systems are underdeveloped. The next hurdle for the Magnificent 7 will be swallowing and sucking. A little later on, we're going to show you some of the high-tech toys your children may be playing with a couple of years from now. Also ahead in sports, more football leftovers, including this play of the day. And coming up next in tonight's 5 Reports, the secrets to a successful marriage.
But I think the longer you live together, the more you become concerned about the other person.
Sometimes it seems you need a miracle to get through that list. Whether you're entertaining or gift-giving, at Cost Plus World Market, you can make discovery after discovery after discovery. It's all waiting for you at Cost Plus World Market. Call 1-800-COST-PLUS for the store nearest you.
Get into action and save thousands this Thanksgiving holiday weekend with as low as 1.9 financing for 48 months on a huge selection of 97 Ford cars and trucks, including ZX2, Escort, Contour, Taurus, Mustang, Aerostar, Windstar, Ranger, Crown Victoria, Thunderbird, and Aspire. This 1.9 offer is good on many of the new 1998 models, too. Take advantage with as low as 1.9 financing and a huge selection. The Thanksgiving sales event for 4 days only ends Monday, December 1st at 9 p.m.
California Action Heroes! Shopping for the holidays. Phew, the crowds, the parking. Of course, you don't have to go through all that. At Orchard, the wrapping is free and the shopping is easy. It's the place Smart Santas shop first. Orchard, one-stop holiday shopping.
Now at Orchard, range clean replacement reflectors in 6 and 8-inch sizes are 20% off. Or for home or gift giving, choose from these top brand appliances. Your choice, just $19.99 each. Orchard, one-stop holiday shopping.
Ever since I can remember, Jake did things his own way.
Nobody believed him when he said he was going to surf the mountain.
Snowboarding will never be as popular as skiing.
Yeah. Why do I use a car? I spent my whole life doing things my own way. American Express never questioned it.
The best place for news in the best place on earth. Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
In tonight's 5 Reports, the second part of our series on why so many marriages fail. Last night we heard some of the issues couples blame. So if we know why so many marriages lead to divorce, why don't couples use that information to succeed? Well, as Joe Oliver found, there is no secret to a successful and happy marriage.
Kay Allen's one of those lucky people who likes their boss, who enjoys seeing him every day. For that matter, for every night of the past 37 years. Happily married to Pastor Harley Allen. The day he told Kay he should change careers and commit to the church was just one of the many watershed moments of their marriage.
We've had a lot of interesting twists and turns in our lives, but we've always been very purposeful with what we're going to do. You know, we sit down and we're very good communicators with one another. We really talk things through and this is what we're going to do.
Kay and Harley typify what clinical psychologist Judith Wallerstein defines as a traditional marriage, one of the 4 types of marriages she outlines in her book, The Good Marriage.
The issue in a good marriage is that the people have been able to create a sense that they belong to something and have created something that's bigger than they are.
Wallerstein says the traditional marriage has a clear division of roles and responsibilities. A romantic marriage has a lasting, passionately sexual relationship at its core, often with the sense that the partners feel destined to be together. The rescue marriage provides comfort and healing for past unhappiness. And the final form of marriage, the companionate marriage, reflects the social changes of the last 2 decades. The partners try to balance the emotional investments they make in the workplace, the relationship, and the children. Sometimes a marriage has more than one of the traits defined by Wallerstein, creating a whole new definition. And by studying her own marriage of 50 years and the good marriages of 50 other couples, Wallerstein has learned that more often than not, an individual doesn't lose themselves when they get into a good marriage. They find themselves.
People have to be able to stop asking, what's good for me? Is it good for you? Is it good for me? And asking, what's good for the marriage? How will the child affect the marriage? How will the move to Poughkeepsie affect the marriage? How will what we decide to do affect the marriage? There's got to be a sense of the marriage as sort of an overarching identity, and people have to be able to create that. Otherwise, people are just living side by side, sleeping together, having sex together, having dinner together, but it's not a marriage. You have to carve out a sense of who you are, of your own autonomy, but it's got to be within the structure of, but there's a marriage that's worth fighting for, that's worth defending, that's going to change as we get to know each other, as we grow, and so on. And that's what makes a good marriage.
The conventional wisdom says half of all marriages will fail. In fact, divorce has become so common, some lawmakers want to make it harder to get one. But just because more people seem to opt for divorce, does that mean there are fewer successful marriages?
I go to the mall every once in a while when I don't want to.
The Allens, like many other happy couples, see their marriage as one in a million, one that only gets better with time.
But I think the longer you live together, the more you become concerned about the other person. Mm-hmm. And you remind yourself once in a while that love is giving, not demanding. Real love is always sharing and giving and opening your hands to another person and not being greedy and grasping.
Joe Oliver, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
There are many ways to work on and enjoy your marriage. And an Ontario, California restaurant may have actually saved a few marriages today. Dave & Buster's in the Ontario Mall offered a husband-sitting service. Wives could leave their husbands to enjoy food, a fully stocked bar, college football. Well, they went out holiday shopping in peace. Lawrence Carnow is going to join us next with a forecast, and guess what? You're not going to find much to cheer about over this holiday weekend.
Next time on Martha Stewart Living. One of the nicest things to serve for a Sunday brunch is an omelet. And it's really easy to learn how to make an omelet if you have the right ingredients. On the next Martha Stewart Living.
Monday at 9 here on Channel 5.
She seemed destined for the big time, but just as her dream came true, Deborah Norville's world fell apart. How did she go from TV outsider to inside edition?
I'm not going to live like this anymore.
Watch Gayle King.
Monday at 9:30 here on Channel 5.
Looks great. Fat-free? Yes, care to sample?
Ever since we introduced new Colombo fat-free yogurt.
That's for my brother Tommy.
People can't seem to get enough of it.
How many children do you have? Oh, I need one more for my wife.
They can't believe it's fat-free. The chunks of fruit, the incredible taste.
And my nephew, Enid.
It's the only yogurt that could cause such a stir. New Colombo fat-free yogurt.
My forms to the left, please.
One taste and you'll go Colombo.
It's a family reunion we're having.
There's no place like Stanford Shopping Center. With the most cultivated shopping in an extraordinary garden setting. Swing by amazing children's stores. Discover fashion that's a cut above the ordinary. Not to mention unbelievable housewares to feather your nest. For the most incredible selection of stores, there's no place like Stanford Shopping Center. Visit Tiffany & Company in Crate & Barrel Home Store, now open.
Can you become a cowboy in 24 hours?
That sounds pretty good.
The Pacific Bell Smart Yellow Pages.
This feels good.
I was going through the Smart Yellow Pages.
Do I get a 50,000-mile warning?
50 feet or 50 seconds.
Hi, Mary Jane. I'm a newly born cowboy, and I want to get in the saddle.
The Pacific Bell Smart Yellow Pages. If you can't do it with this, maybe it can't be done.
With Plymouth, this is what you pay for, and this is what you get. For instance, Plymouth Grand Voyager. You get standard air conditioning, car-like handling, easy out-roller seats, and more. And now get up to $1,500 in total savings on Grand Voyager SE. One more time. This is what you pay for, and this is what you get.
At your Northern California Chrysler and Plymouth dealer. It's the new place to be and the only place to buy.
Eyewitness Weather, brought to you by Chrysler Plymouth. Visit your Northern California Chrysler Plymouth dealer today. The new place to be, the only place to buy.
This is what you get when you mix a physicist with Nerf balls and a synthesizer. Still ahead, making the toys of tomorrow. Well, look who's back here. Lawrence has been all around the bay today, lighting Christmas trees.
Chasing those trees down.
Yeah, well, the fun is over, buddy.
Now I'm back in the studio. Yeah, now we're talking about rain, and it could be a pretty good storm moving in for the weekend. So if you got plans, good day to head to the malls, that's for sure. You are going to have some great weather for it. Lots of rain coming down for the weekend, but tell you what, Santa Claus coming back to town. Check out the parade today. That's right. The Sidewalk Santas are back in New York, headed out to a mall near you, ringing the bells. 'Tis the season. They are coming right back, and, well, it is the holiday time to go shopping out there right now under some sunny skies and beautiful weather in Pleasanton. These kids, they're out there playing with some leaves, kind of throwing them at each other, but having a good time doing it. That brings back some pretty fond memories. Fast forward, Cam, we go. A couple of clouds floating around the Bay Area. Also had some dense fog this morning, but then it turned out to be a pretty nice day of it as that cloud cover pretty much cleared out, left you with some sunshine and blue skies. And, well, tonight we've got a pretty nice view for you. Let's go to Union Square. There's a tree for you, all lit up, and not too much to worry about cloud-wise right now, but that'll change a little bit later on. So get a good look at it now, because by tomorrow you'll probably be talking about some rain. Let's take you online now and check out some numbers right here at KPIX. 58 degrees at this time. Winds currently out of the northeast at 2 miles per hour. Cloud cover already moving into far northern California. Here we go. You can see it right here. Couple of light showers located in Shasta-Siskiyou Mountain Range, but other than that, fairly dry. But by tomorrow afternoon, everybody's going to get very wet. Numbers around the Bay Area today, not too bad. 60 showing up for the most part. 63 degrees in San Francisco, 62 in Oakland, 61 in Livermore, 60 degrees in Fairfield, and a cool 59 in Santa Rosa. Stateside, warm down to the south, got up to 70 degrees in Los Angeles, 73 in Palm Springs, some 50s and 60s in the Central Valley. And if you're doing any traveling in the Central Valley early tomorrow morning or so, do be aware there's some very dense fog advisory in effect for central and southern half of the San Joaquin Valley. High country staying in the 40s. We're keeping that snow nice and cool. And speaking of snow, plenty of it in the Colorado Rockies near Denver. About 17 inches of snow coming down here. This storm system, the same one that passed through our area just a few days ago. Now it's bringing lots of stormy weather to the central United States. Thunderstorms, even the possibility of some severe weather across parts of Louisiana and Mississippi and Alabama. Already had a tornado touchdown in Huntington, Texas. No damage done there. By tomorrow afternoon, this scoots a little bit further to the east, but more rain on the way. And here we go out west, another storm making its way toward California. There it is. Cold front making its way toward the state slowly. Going to take its time in getting here. A lot of clouds out ahead of it. But once this moves on through, we'll see lots of showers developing in the Bay Area, especially toward the afternoon, with some fairly cool temperatures. And that means they could see another 6 to 12 inches of snow in the Sierra Nevada before this weekend is over. Numbers for tomorrow, 50s and 60s. Scattered showers all around the Bay Area. Tonight, we're going to call it partly cloudy with some increasing clouds a little bit later on. And again, some dense valley fog out there. Overnight lows in the 40s. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, showers by the afternoon, temperatures only in the 50s to the low 60s. Now, the 5-day forecast, going to be fun and wild for the weekend. Great time to get out there to the malls and shop for all your folks, because you're not going to want to be outdoors. It is going to be a little bit wet and a little bit wild, but by Monday, looks like we'll see the rain clouds move away, but the fog will come back. There'll be a lot of moisture on the ground and some cool overnight lows, and you'll get that dense valley fog. And then Tuesday, computer models starting to do a little bit of a split, but right now we'll keep some showers in the forecast. It looks like we could have a very wet end to this next week as well.
Okay, well, it's that time of year.
Keep it going, that's right.
That's the deal. I'm going to stay inside because my hair will frizz.
Good thinking.
What are you going to do? Thank you, Lawrence.
You're welcome.
Well, ready, set, shop. The holiday rush is on. Coming up next, we're going to show you how your little four-legged friends can share in all that spirit. And we're going to take a peek into the toy box of the future, where M&Ms make music and Legos talk.
I'm ready for my close-up.
Hi, this is Al Hart. As you go to sleep tonight, remember this about KCBS. Night or day, we're always here the minute you need us. All news, all the time. KCBS All News 74.
Yahoo.
During your lifetime, you will raise 2 kids, care for an aging parent, bury another, buy 4 homes, own a dog, a cat, and fish, work for 40 years, be unemployed for 2, attend 17 weddings, 10 funerals, have 10 cars, take 50 vacations, be retired for 20 years. For over 100 years, Home Savings of America has been in the business of helping people live better lives. We'd like to do that for you. Home Savings. We're not just about money, we're about life.
For 4 days only, your Dodge dealers are having an utterly unbelievable, absolutely amazing Thanksgiving sales event.
Actually, you can buy any new Dodge car or truck in stock with no money down and no payments for 6 months. Or you can choose low 1.9 financing.
Wow, that's too phenomenally fantastic to be true.
Well, it is true. You can also get up to $1,500 cash back on select cars.
But you better hurry. Time is precious. Don't waste a second.
Just see your participating Dodge dealer.
Be there!
Financing offers end this Sunday.
Most children are already making or maybe even finished with their holiday wish list. But what if they could pick out the toys that they may want 5, 10 years from now? Well, maybe they can after Elizabeth Callanan gives us a sneak peek at the toys of tomorrow.
The Massachusetts Institute of Technology, a leader in scientific knowledge and research. Here, the best and the brightest have embarked on a sophisticated and daring new venture.
When you play with toys, do you play with one toy at a time, or do you play with, like, many different toys at once?
Welcome to the Media Lab at MIT, where physicists, computer scientists,
Can turn his head around.
and technical wizards are pooling their brain power to develop what they call the toys of tomorrow.
It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
Mike Hawley oversees the toy consortium, which is funded by major toy companies searching for breakthrough technology.
I'm ready for my close-up. I'm ready for my close-up.
These toy makers believe computers will become as integral to play as they are to education. How about M&Ms that not only melt in your mouth, they make music too.
When you move your hands in the M&Ms bounce against the outside of the container, and it's that bouncing which is measured by the computer and turned into sound.
There are stretchables, as in music you can stretch, and squeezables. Look what happens when you cross a physicist and a musician with some Nerf balls and a synthesizer. Almost everything has a playful side here at the Media Lab. Even this jean jacket embroidered with a special thread made of Kevlar and stainless steel, which conducts electricity, turns a coat into a concert. And here's another item called Squish.
Oh, cool.
A stuffed beaver you control both off-screen and on. It's still a work in progress. Right now, the cost is about $10,000. Not something you're just going to pick up at Toys R Us.
Not this Christmas. Maybe Christmas 2004.
While that may not be soon enough for these kids, it's just fine for child development expert Dr. T. Barry Brazelton.
I'm concerned about the fact that a computer game or a computer display can be so exciting that a child will get hooked.
Brazelton also worries that many computer toys encourage children to play alone rather than with other kids or their parents. This game called